Alright then. As noted, this is the last day of summer. So hello there everyone. Fancy seeing you here. Yep, Mike is fine, can confirm that. Now, as I've mentioned, there were a lot of new games releasing today, and there were certainly a lot of candidates for tonight's stream. Age of Mythology Retold, plus, in no particular order, a playtest of a new game that is going to be played at that I am going to play at some point, specifically Lasaria Fantasy Kingdom Sim. If you've ever heard of Majesty, then that is the game in a similar vein. One might even call it a spiritual successor. Another thing to try out would have been a couple of demos that I have over here, like this real-time tactics called Grit and Valor 1949, or Ground of Aces. However, let's take a step back and enjoy something a bit more, well, I won't say dated, but I will say that it is a good classical game by this point in time. You'll see what I'm talking about, and you've probably noticed from the game category. There we go. We are gonna be playing Tropico 4. Specifically the GOG version, which was handed out for free recently. Now, I know that, or rather, I already have the Steam version as well, and had for some time, but one advantage the GOG version has over the Steam version is that it has a complete DLC pack, which bundles all of the DLCs in a very convenient package. I will say Tropico 4 is about my most favorite one, because 3 while Revived the game was somewhat bland. 5 definitely did a lot of things wrong, and 6 was, as is always the case, handed over from Slavic developers, namely Bulgarians, over to Germans. They always proceed to overcomplicate things in the economics department. And hey there, Nova Grace 99. Enjoy the show. Let's step right into the campaign. The main campaign, that is. Things should be good. I'll let the intro speak for itself.
What a hellhole! But at least it's my hellhole. St. Clara is the typical Caribbean island. Beautiful on the outside, poverty-stricken on the inside. People live in shacks and have hardly anything to eat. Healthcare and education are non-existent, and unemployment is through the roof. Someday, I will turn Tropico into a true world power. First things first, improving the situation on St. Clara will secure local support and establish the foundation for my plans.
As to what the press has to say about us is El Presidente, the rising star in Caribbean politics, the Sunday Bugle. St. Clara declared a 4th world country, Today magazine. My day is doing good, thank you for asking. We're of course going to be going with a custom avatar for this one. And for that one, I think I'm gonna be going with something like that. Just followed you on X and would appreciate a follow back. Okay, I'll look into that a little bit later. Are we hunter-gatherers? Yep, I could definitely say that. You'll see how bad it is in a moment. There we go. Now that's El Presidente I follow. As for our background, I think I'm gonna get it going for that one with no, not naturalist, but what was it? I'd say a developer would be alright. Rise to power? Military coup? No. Elected as capitalist. Or actually... yeah, let's go with elected as socialist instead. As for the traits, we can go with diplomatic, charismatic, and administrator. Wait, some serious, I'm gonna get ourselves out of this bunga. You'll see how it goes.
Look at the water. Look at the beaches. Look at the palm trees. This is my home. This is Tropico. This is paradise. It is still small, poor, and unknown. Yet I have big plans for it. Very big plans. Here I will build a nation and a country.
Highly unfortunate they were overlapping a little bit.
Greetings, my friend. Are you settling well on your new island?
And yes, that song certainly brings back memories. Also, hey there, Fruity. St. Clara is in a terrible state. You should focus on making that place a little more habitable. Focus on making the people happy and content. Here's my cheat sheet. It will help you set up the bases on your island. Use it wisely. Step 1, food. Step 2, religion. Step 3, healthcare. Step 4, homes. Step 5, fun.
Welcome, Presidente. It is me, Penultimo, your most trustworthy advisor.
And unlike Tropico 3, he is trustworthy. I have to ask you, Presidente, why are we here? This place is a total dump. There's not enough farm to provide food for the locals. You should remedy that if you insist on staying here. At least 2 farms. However, before we do that... see, this is what we're working with here. 1 apartment block, 1 construction company, 1 Teamster's office, and 1 garage. Our only connection to the world? This dock. Oh, and the presidential palace, of course. That one is, of course, essential. However, before we proceed, I'm gonna turn down the music volume a little bit. Same for the voice and sound effects. Now then, where were we? 2 farms. Of course, we're gonna go with corn, staple food in Tropico. And for the second one, how about pineapples? Yeah, they can fit in nicely over here. We always have the horrible little shacks unless you kill everyone. Yep, there they are. Always have the lowest housing quality of 10. While the Soviet-style tenement has 35. Unless we were somehow to try and remedy that by, I don't know, raising the rent? But then again, who likes their rent being raised? Nobody.
Agent Sasha, I am happy that you were able to leave your super-secret bunker in Russia. in
Talk
order
fast,
to
I don't
join
have
us.
all day.
I have always wanted to ask you, what do you use to make your hair so shiny? Comrade Sonny, I am happy to be here, among our brothers in Tropico, to spread the light of communism for future generations. Yes, this is good and all, but really, I want to know how you got that gorgeous hair.
Yeah, well, let women talk. We are focused on other things. Pineapple goes well on pizza, yeah, in small bits. Large chunks are no-no.
Never fear.
Same goes for
President is
corn.
here.
Housing quality in my castle? Well, can't say about the housing quality, but I can say the job quality is decent. 66. All 4 of my palace guards can attest. Almost done with that second farm. And already people are lining up to be farmers, because that is at least a job. That's step 1 taken care of.
Well done, Presidente. The farms are ready and will soon begin growing food for your citizens.
Remember that agricultural products take time to grow. The first crops will be ready in about 6 months. The citizens will have to make do until then, but that's not gonna be a serious problem. The people rely on you to provide food. As the population of St. Clara increases, you will have to construct more farms. Try building 1 new farm per 50 new citizens. Remember that the people won't eat tobacco, sugar, and coffee. These crops are meant purely for profits. That's why they are called cash crops, after all. Step 2. Finances.
Presidente, my name is Antonio Lopez, and I lobby on behalf of the capitalist faction.
Feeding the people is great and all that, Presidente, but corn doesn't go for much in the international market. On the other hand, tobacco exports are sure lucrative. I'm sure that if we produce and export some tobacco, we'll attract more investors to St. Clara. Export 500 tobacco. Same here, food and resources, farm, and tobacco, which, as you can see, is best grown up on these slopes, but we can't place the farm on the slopes. So we can settle for a second best option over here. Once again, I'm out to personally oversee the construction. It is important. And while we still have the money, let's consider what else we'll be able to build up. A fisherman's wharf certainly wouldn't hurt. As won't a ranch. Some nice cattle ranch over here. With big old cows with big old milkers. Now, don't get me wrong. Milk is part of a delicious diet, and milk can be also turned into cheese. Then again, cheese is not a market good here, unlike Tropico 5. Still, milk is, and so is meat. And some beef will never hurt.
Presidente, I am Reverend Esteban, and I speak for the faithful citizens of this island.
You have provided food for our people, but what about food for their souls? We must build a house of God and hire priests, so that the faithful can pray. A devout group from the US has sent us $10,000 to help us in this endeavor. So, let's build us a church. This one is in welfare and economy. And I think we're gonna place it right over here, next to our apartment building. Now, the key point is that only high school and male people can work as priests on Tropico. I don't write the rules. Lodge an official complaint with Vatican. This will of course change in Tropico 5, where things become a little bit more cosmopolitan, in the sense that it's only your education that matters. But we're not playing Tropico 5. So we will need male people with high education. Maybe one of the palace guards will decide to become a priest. And if not,
What is it now?
we can always construct us a high school. Somewhere nice, like on this corner. Overlooking the ranch, telling the kids, this is where you'll go to if you don't study well. That worked wonders for me. After all, that's how my parents used to tell me. You'll be a goat herder somewhere out on the hills if you don't do well in school. And look where I am now. Now, hold on a second. Actually, those two events are not entirely connected. Because why am I here is an entirely different matter. Far too complex for this stream, I might add. Come on, finish up your siesta. And get to working on the church. And one of the farmers decided to live a little bit closer to his workplace. Same here. Sheep herder, huh? Yeah, actually that's precisely what they used to tell me. Sheep herder. Or a goat herder, that one too. All-time classics for people living in the rural countryside. Wait, isn't rural countryside a bit redundant? Ah, who cares by this point? We've patched things up since then. At least I'd like to think that. And there, church done.
What do you want? I'm busy ruling.
Garden Tropico as the army tried to remove Reverend Esteban from the pub and get him to start the first service in the new church. Several soldiers are missing, presumed drunk. The Reverend had this to say.
Give me another one. And make it a big one.
Oh, Reverend Esteban. Ever the booze hound. Oh, looks like we already had someone with high school education over here. And just in time, 8 new people decided to get to our little slice of paradise. They'll have plenty of work soon. Freighter left with no exports on board? Sure, because we've yet to gather all of the tobacco. At least the cattle range will provide stuff a little bit faster. There we go. And the high school will finish up soon. Because I'm sure as hell not paying people with just high school education to come to my island. $500, that's a steal. Especially now, when our economy is just getting off on its feet. See, financial aid came in, now we're good. New year, new opportunities, same old me. Happy 1951. To celebrate, we are opening up a fisherman's wharf, so that we eat something else than corn and pineapples. How would you even combine corn, pineapples, and fish? Oh, then again we also have beef, so that helps as well. And specifically to help with that, I think it's time we celebrate by also making us another tenement and a market square. Right over here, as one does. Classic. You have a church, and right across it, a marketplace.
Relations between Tropico and the Middle East have hit an all-time low point.
As long as the upper and lower easts remain on our side, we should be all right.
Right. Anyway, it seems we will not be receiving camels as gifts for some time.
Camels? Where? Ah!
Penultimo, I know camels can be unsettling, but it's no point to panic. Also, look at them cows. No thoughts, head empty, just grazing on the grass. And there goes our sheep herd, or rather, cow herd. 2 of them even. Now, how's it looking? Tobacco is slowly getting there. Meanwhile, our approval continues going down somewhat because people do not have access to all of the amenities, but that is not a problem just yet. Oh, and we also now have 2 middle school teachers. Or high school, excuse me. Turns out we have a lot more intellectuals hiding among us on this island. Gotta keep an eye out on them. Walked right into that one. A moose. Sometimes I just want to purge this from my head, but it's not as easy as it sounds. And the farmers definitely like to live up close to their work environment. I should probably place a garage over there. Make their life a little easier. Oh, and make life a little easier for Teamsters as well. That goes without saying.
With the opening of a high school in Tropico, I would like to remind all students of the consequences of misdemeanors in school. Attempted murder of a classmate. Spanking. Successful murder of a classmate. Spanking. Becoming a rebel and blowing up the school. Meeting with the school counselor. Assassinating El Presidente, right? I will not kill Presidente again. 100 times.
Miss Pineapple runs a tight ship. I can respect those rules. Come on, just a little bit more and you can finally finish off the tenement and move on to other important projects. I even had your wage raised, so that you feel a little better about yourselves. Come on. You just have to get there and place one final brick. Things won't collapse. There we go.
What matter requires Presidente's attention?
And people have already started moving in. Hopefully this should reduce the number of shacks all across. How's our Teamsters looking? Just walking around for now? No, wait. Here comes one with a fresh load of goods. Will he go straight to the docks? Yep, he goes straight to the docks. But he is too late because the freighter is gonna leave with no exports on board. Shame on you, Cesar. Shame on you. But then again, you are 56 years old, so... Sorry, but not sorry.
What is it now?
Just do your best next time, alright? I can overlook this. Oh, and of course, the marketplace will also need one high school female to function, but we already have her. And just like that, the tenement is full up. People are definitely getting higher education. Some are deciding to stay in school for that. We just need a little bit more priests. We're like a quarter way there. Literally. 1 out of 4 priests.
Are you a rebel? Time to check up on my people.
On to the next building site. Now, the marketplace is always good to have because, look here. When people are hungry, they're forced to humiliate themselves by walking to a farm and getting their food from the source. A strategically placed market will save them the trip so they can take a longer siesta. The market offers food to citizens living nearby, and food is always free for Tropican citizens. You sure don't need a road to that wharf? That road is close by, see? It's all fine. The only times we need a road to wharfs would be when it needs a direct road connection in, say, Tropico 5. Here, it does not need that. A road is just a nice little bonus for you to drop off. There we go. Second priest. Now we just need that particular guy, Jerome Alfred, to finish his education and become a part of our growing clergy. Now, with the available money we have, let's consider other options of making money. How about we make a salt mine? This will put us a little bit into debt, but it should be all fine. The nearest salt is somewhere over here, so we'll of course need a road connection. So maybe we just wait until next year, so by then we'll have someone who can pave the road and then build the salt factory, or rather salt farm. Salt mine. How did I manage that? A mystery for ages. Oh, it looks like we've finally started to drop off some things for export, as well as ordering things for import. The marketplace did that automatically, and we can turn that off by pressing Forbid Imports. We invent port under 60 years early? Not yet.
I was going to show you some charts, Presidente, but I was robbed on my way here and the criminals took everything.
There's no denying it. When even our charts are not safe, we have a problem. It is high time we do something about crime safety. Construct a police station and restore order on the streets. In due time. See? Right after this next handout. But first, a salt mine. And the road that will lead to it. Like so. No sharp turns here. Oh, it might as well place another tenement, since the number of people without a housing is always
Are you a
concerning.
rebel?
When's the next freighter? In about 3 months. We still have plenty of time to offset the export revenue, to use export revenue to offset the import expenses. Especially once we finish gathering up all that tobacco.
Never fear, Presidente is here.
Now, one thing I do remember... Or did I remember it correctly? No, I guess not. We might need to place another garage by the docks, so that people can get in and out a little bit easier. I'm guessing the dock only functions as a garage as well in some other instances, especially like when people drop off and are instantly getting themselves a job. Ah. Jerome now has a second companion who's named Orlando Torres. And of course 3 female students, but we are not counting them yet. However, we will consider getting them somewhere entertaining to work at, like this restaurant. After all, people do like entertainment. And we will place it right by this marketplace. Cozy little place, isn't it? I'm sure people will appreciate all of this hard work. Especially when they'll get a nice grilled fish, or whatever is gonna be fished out of these waters. I cannot ascertain the quality of the fish fished out over here. It's apparently much better on the other side of the island. But getting to the other side of the island will take a considerable amount of time. Exports will offset the imports. The books are balanced, and the Czechs are happy, or however that goes. In any case, we'll be making money.
Talk fast, I don't have all day. If you want something done, do it yourself.
Overall nationality? Let's see. Almanac, people, number of citizens. 64, average age 30, food quality 56. Average pay $5, Caribbean pay $8. Well, we can separate people by factions or by origin. There we go. Majority of the people are locals from Tropico. 2 people from Haiti, 3 from Spain, 1 from Venezuela, 2 from Cuba, 3 from Germany, 3 from Puerto Rico, 1 from Bahamas, and 1 from France. So we're not an immigrant nation just yet. There we go. You like to see those shacks disappear and people moving into proper accommodations. Gray, rundown, overcrowded buildings. Perfect breeding ground for adolescent criminals. Tenements aren't going to make any Tropican particularly happy, and the tourists will complain, but hey, anything's better than a shack.
Presidente, the population of St. Clara has been increasing steadily. It's time to consider building more food producers.
If you don't provide enough food for your citizens, they will become unhappy and even die from starvation. Provide citizens with food by building farms, ranches, and fishermen's wharves. Citizens can get food from buildings too far from their homes. Marketplaces distribute food produced by farms and wharves to the homes around them. Increase the food quality of your island to at least 60%. Doable? We're almost there, in any case. 3 Germans and a Frenchie. I bet they like showing up in Pierre's house uninvited. Well, more like his flat. Then again, that Frenchie was a student, so I'm guessing he is somewhere here.
Muy buena.
No, not you. I guess it was Jerome?
No me interesa.
Yeah, that was Jerome. Oh, and he already has someone he's living with. He moved in with Desideria, Alfred.
Buenas tardes.
And she is expecting. How nice of him. Poor healthcare was responsible for 4 deaths last year. Unfortunate, but nothing we can do about it just yet. After all, if we want someone to work in that clinic, we need someone with a university education. Doesn't matter what field, it needs to be university. But we can place it down just in case. Well, for future constructions. In any case, the salt mine will be finished. And there we go once again. We exported stuff, but then we imported stuff, so we are running low on money again. Not a problem until we start getting into red. And we can afford to get into red a little bit. Just a little bit. The populace won't complain that much. Believe me. Overall food quality, 72. A healthy combination of corn, pineapples, beef, and fish. Now we just need to get more tobacco going. And it is growing, believe it or not. Current output storage is of course 0, so you can't rush things like that. It's kind of like art. You know, it's poetic.
Never fear, Presidente is here.
In the sense that the flora is nature's art piece. And nothing says art piece like stacking it up and selling it for cash. Now that's poetry. I'm here any day of the week, provided I can be bothered to stream. I do have a schedule to keep track of, after all. Let's see. I'll just speed things up a little bit. And then we just need to wait for someone to get up their asses. On the good news, we now have fully staffed school, and we are 3/4 of the way done with getting the church staffed. People do like praying, after all. Now, where am I?
Never fear, Presidente is here.
Oh, I'm still walking.
Tropico is currently short on cash. Penultimo, what is your stance on the situation?
I blame rich people. They should just give their money to the others, and we will all be fine.
Thank you, Penultimo. Now, what were you going to say? Improve healthcare on our island to at least 45%. How fortuitous that we have already started constructing the clinic. You just need to finish it, of course.
What matter requires Presidente's attention?
And we will finish it soon enough. Before our healthcare retracts to unrecoverable matters.
How's it hanging, Presidente? Now that you have your very own island, how about a friendly wager?
Fishing competition. 500 fish, huh? Or 25,000?
We need proper healthcare facilities on our island, Comrade Presidente. Most of the population has to rely on traditional medicine and worse practices, like homeopathy and a healthy lifestyle.
Yes, I'm already on it, Comrade Vasquez. Especially now that we've received our welfare check. We'll spend it on something good, like the second Fisherman's Wharf. But of course, the clinic comes first. I'm not a monster, after all. Two new immigrants. Okay. And we've exported all the tobacco.
Excellent work, Presidente. Thanks to our tobacco experts, we now have a steady revenue stream.
Nevertheless, now is not the time to grow complacent and stagnant. We must develop our economy to meet the demands of our growing population. Building more farms and diversifying into other industries such as logging or mining will guarantee an increase of income in St. Clara. And that's always a good idea. Diversifying your economy is always the way to go. Speaking of, let's get us a logging camp. Quick and dirty, literally, way of income.
Never fear, Presidente is here.
However, now it's time for us... Oh, we actually do have someone with higher education. Now that's perfect. Now we just need him to start working, and our healthcare situation will steadily improve. What are you working on? Oh, that garage. Yeah, not a bad idea. Should make things a little easier. Other than that, how about... No, not a customs office yet. A pub would also work. By school? No, not quite. We already have a restaurant over there. Instead... Well, we did promise a police station at some point. Might as well place it over here. After all, we have people clamoring for high school education, and that's precisely the types of workers that the police station needs. And after that, I suppose we can build a couple of nice apartments. So that people with higher level of education can live there. Well, definitely higher level of income. Cops only need 4 grades. Nah, we are better than that.
Presidente, we need doctors to improve healthcare on the island.
Doctors need a college education, but building a college at this time may prove both expensive and time-consuming. Try hiring new doctors from abroad. Foreign workers are expensive as well, but they will arrive with the next ship. I will send you some more money to help you with this problem. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need a second clinic. Oh, not there. And we'll place it right by the restaurant. In the meantime, how about we beautify the place a little bit? A couple of gardens certainly wouldn't hurt. Just like that. Now it's looking even better already. And now, the Teamsters were just on time. No fish to be exported yet, but we did get a sizable income boost. I like it. Definitely shows that we are getting on our feet. If only you lot would keep on working, that would be even better. There you go. Finishing up the Fisherman's Wharf, and after that, I got a couple projects lined up for you as well. So you're never without work. That's why they say construction is always hiring. Now that we do have money, first of all, blueprints for the apartment block, and we can place them right by the palace. Like so.
Talk fast, I don't have all day.
See, 14,630 worth of tropical goods exported. We're making decent money. All through one tobacco farm. Oh, and one salt mine, of course. Can't forget about that. And
What do you want? I'm busy ruling.
As soon as they finish up their education, who's that? Moreno and Hernan Morales. That will have our first policeman on the island. This building certainly reminds me of a similar one I've seen back in Sofia. Can't remember what that was, but I think it was also a police building.
Look around, Presidente. See the overflowing garbage cans. See the toxic fumes in the air. See how Mother Nature suffers.
Yes, I understand your concerns, Sonny. However, no anti-litter ordinance just yet, but I will build a garbage dump somewhere out here. Now finish up that second clinic. Job quality 96. I'd say our doctors are doing a good job so far. We just need more of them. Steadily fishing out all of that fish. I'm sure it will be replenishable at some point. Maybe not now, but sometime in the future. Mhm. 9 new immigrants.
Talk fast, I don't have all day.
Our hot topic today, the environment. I believe you have something to say, Sonny?
Dear Tropicans, we are all criminals, criminals against Mother Nature. Take a look at our once beautiful beaches, now polluted. Take a look at the mounds of garbage, the toxic waste. This is our doing, and we should do everything in our power to undo it.
That's it for the environment. Next week, library subscription fees.
That's also a pretty good point, Penultimo. Although we do not have a library in here. But then again, we should have a library in the high school, so I suppose it can work both ways. When was the last time you have been to a library anyway? That question goes for all of you viewers.
What do you want? I'm busy ruling.
You know, truth be told, I have been quite a bookworm back in my days. I would spend hours in the library just reading away books. It would reach to the point where my grandma would sometimes call and ask if I'm still there, just for a wellness check. The library in your village was shut down 8 years ago. Well, that sucks. I hope you'll get one of those mobile library visits. I hear they sometimes have decent stuff in them, but it's a coin toss, honestly. Renovation's still ongoing. Sometimes things can be unlucky like that. Well, it's nice that you are working on the logging camp. I'd like you to finish up this restaurant at some point in the future. People need entertainment. As the saying goes, all work and no play make Jack a dull boy. And would you look at that? Healthcare is slowly improving, so we're doing something right. You know, I wanted you to finish up the logging camp first, but honestly, I cannot argue with your logic. The restaurant is certainly more important than that.
What is it now?
And we already have people working there, so it's working itself out, I'd say. There we go. 2 new foreign experts and another 25,000 in my Swiss bank account.
A petition has arrived at the palace, insisting for a museum dedicated to your youth to be constructed immediately. I personally signed it 300 times, and counting.
Of course, Penultimo. I'll get right on it. Besides, that's an additional source of entertainment. And one that is... Or rather... Yeah. It's an additional source of entertainment, and one that can be used to freely line my pockets. I think we can place it right over here. What's that?
Being such a great country is a hassle, I can tell you. That is why we decided we want something in return. We are imposing a freedom tax on all countries of your caliber.
Paying it is strictly voluntary and will have only a minimal effect on being included in the countries we're going to invade soon list. Still, That's a plus to US relations, so here you go, Ambassador Crane. That's totally not a bribe. And I'd like to believe that it certainly impacts something. Oh, but of course they'd rather build a childhood museum. We'll switch it to retirement fund. That was the way to line my pockets that I was talking about. Yep, slowly getting there in terms of healthcare quality. Now let's think as to what else do we want. A grade school is always a good idea. After all, I want our future specialists to be of decent intelligence, and I think I can place it right by the schools, or rather by the police station, so that nothing bad happens to the children. Oh, and of course the police station is already filled out. And it's getting lonely in high school. Believe it or not, we've given education to everyone. At least until they come of age. You lot, of course, need to get yourself a job. And I know just the way. How about entertainment industry? Specifically a cabaret, if you want to be working yourself to the bone that way. Then again, you can wait until the childhood museum is finished, but that one requires high school education, so choice is yours. Get at that garbage dump already. I don't want Sunny talking my ear off yet again. Of course, you'd rather be working on the cabaret, I can understand that. And would you know it? One of the school teachers decided to go and work at the childhood museum.
¿Qué ocurre?
How did I deduce that? Because let's look at her skills. She used to be a teacher, and now she's a shopkeeper. Because that's what working at the childhood museum qualifies you as. There you go. Now finish up this garbage dump so we can get this all over with. One more point, and we're done with our quest. So get on it. Also, would you look at that? The doctors also need a visit to themselves. Or rather, they need a self-checkup. It's a good thing that healthcare is always free in Tropico, so you can write that off as self-care expenses.
Talk fast, I don't have all day.
Okay, the garbage dump is finished. Now, let's see. Also, isn't it weird that we have an all-female construction office? I guess it just kinda happened. Funny how that works out.
El Presidente, I am Senator Nick Richards, and I represent the American people of the great state of Nebraska. I'm not a crook.
If you say so. I understand you have yet to establish a cabinet and appoint ministers.
I cannot believe that El Presidente has built a garbage dump over my favorite meadow. So many natural treasures lost forever. 25 different plant types, 12 different reptile species, and one cute bunny. My dear Snuggles, you will be missed.
You can't please everyone. But I apologize for Snuggles personally. Now, build a ministry and hire a full cabinet of ministers. Doable. I think we'll place it right by the clinic. Is it there? Like so. As soon as you're done with the cabaret...
Talk fast, I don't have all day.
On to the ministry. Oh, look at that. They've decided to find themselves some hoeing for work. Where's that canned laughter when you need it? But anyway, we do have people working in a cabaret now.
Money, that's what I want. Am I right, my friend?
Without money in the treasury, you won't be able to do much about the state of your island. Exports are the key to keeping the treasury full. Remember to keep an eye on commodity prices and manage your economy accordingly. Done already. Considering we already have about 55,000 in the treasury, things will only look bigger.
Peace and love, dear Presidente. Please accept this flower wreath as a gift and hear my plea.
No can do, Sonny. I already built you a garbage dump. Best I can do right now is to go with... Oh, anti-litter ordinance requires Minister of Interior, so can't do that yet now.
Comrade, our plan for winning the Cold War needs to enter the next phase.
Exports to USSR, what do you want? Sugar, rum including spiced rum, fish, iron, bauxite, gold, and salt. I guess we can construct a sugar farm, or rather, sugar plantation. And it suits right here. Plantation is one of the DLC buildings that also comes with its own free challenge mission, and it works as purely cash crop production structure. It's very good at it, believe me. I can personally attest to that. It can downright break some of the missions. How? You'll probably see in the future games, or rather, future missions, as I was mentioning. Now, while the building is being constructed, do we have any good candidates? Minister of Economy? Not yet. Minister of Education? Oh, here we go. Nerea Reyes. Exceptional intelligence, below average courage, good leadership. I'll take you. Ministry of Foreign Affairs, a skilled bureaucrat or journalist. Ministry of Interior, secret agent or policeman. Ministry of Defense, general or soldier. I am not going to use one of my doctors for that. So I'm guessing we can go with sure, let's go with Manuel Mendes here. Above average intelligence, below average leadership and courage. Still do. But, as I was going to build previously, first of all, Immigration Office. Because we do need some regulation sometimes. And Customs Office. With that breeding ground of the bureaucrats established, we just need to wait for them to accumulate enough experience. And things will only look up. What a beautifully scuffed road. And I'll even place them a little park over here. Oh, not a little, but you get the idea. Yeah, this one should do. That's my soul too, but it is needed. I will install high temperature burner in our garbage dump. Almost exported our fish, by the way, which is great.
Never fear, Presidente is here.
A skilled banker, journalist, shopkeeper, or customs officer. So yes, we do need them. At some point. The only shopkeepers we have would be one in the marketplace and two in a childhood museum, and they haven't been in the position long enough yet. Other than that, how about something to do with our media, specifically a newspaper? They would appreciate all the freedom they will get from reading about how free they are. And so, just a little beautification of the place. Never hurt anyone, if you ask me. Not yet, not yet. Besides, journalists do go into that category, as mentioned. There.
What matter requires Presidente's attention?
Now, as for the work mode the grade school will go with, I usually go with not the field trips, but spelling bee contests. Increases the intelligence of some of the children, and better intelligence means faster learning.
The world is in danger. Only we can save the planet.
Fine, fine. I'll get you a wind turbine. Right over here. How much do I need? 4,000 for the blueprint and about the equivalent for the building itself. 40 megawatts of energy, huh? Well, it definitely can power something, but it won't power too much. Come on, finish up at least the customs office you've started.
Talk fast, I don't have all day. Time to check up on my people.
The shacks are popping up, so guess it's time to build another apartment block. Over here, and you know what? I'm feeling generous, so we're even going to quick build it. After that, we'll construct a tenement the regular way over here. People are already moving in. Come on, finish up the customs office. And then on to immigration office so we can accommodate our new female graduates. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. If I get impatient, I will maybe hire a Minister of Foreign Affairs from abroad. Which is both fitting and hilarious, if you ask me. In the meantime, we can spend the money on beautifying the palace. Couple of gardens here, sentry boxes. No Presidente statues just yet. Looks spiffy enough.
Tropico now has more than 100 citizens. A small step for the world, a giant leap for Tropico.
Relations between USSR and China have soured. Both countries are arguing which form of communism is better, where they are looking for allies and we need to respond. You know what, truth be told, Chinese communism is better. And then again, it's 1957, so we're saying that Maoism is better, but...
Tally-ho, chap. Our people have become very partial to your goods. Could you send us some more?
Sure. Papaya, bananas, pineapples, jewels, logs, lumber and furniture. Nothing that we haven't produced already. Speaking of... Czech communism is the truest communism, of course. Unless the Hungarians decide to intervene. How's our exports looking? Most of it is coming from farming, and a little bit from logging. Now, our top export article is actually pineapple, beating out tobacco, can you believe that? And then a little bit of everything else, so logs, salt, and corn, plus fish. Grade school looking very good.
Talk fast, I don't have all day. Time to check up on my people.
And there we go, customs office. Also has a couple of work modes. Stimulate exports, free economic zone, tourist fees, and customs duty evasion. We'll leave it on stimulates exports as is.
El Diablo does not agree with your immigration policy, Presidente. How can a true-blooded Tropican find a job and services when flocks of immigrants are constantly arriving on our island?
The moment we built an immigration office, nationalists start complaining. Typical of them, really. But sure, we can move it from open doors to skilled workers.
What do you want? I'm busy ruling.
Yeah, that didn't take long. Now let's see about that Minister of Foreign Affairs. We'd like one college graduate, thank you. Cushy position. You just don't need to say anything stupid. For the economy, what do we have? That woman by the marketplace. Abysmal intelligence, above average courage, good leadership. No. Ministry of Interior? Ah, there we go. Cream of the crop of the policemen. All mediocre candidates, if I'm being honest. But I think I'll go with Hernan Morales on this one. Above average everything. So he is the best of the worst. Sunnyvale Wilson, huh? That's our new Foreign Affairs Minister. Where are you from?
Muy buena.
She's from UK, of course. Exceptional intelligence, poor courage, good leadership. Huh, must have been one of those office workers previously. And she does have some experience as a bureaucrat. I guess connections in the UK finally came in handy.
Underrepresentation, Presidente! You are not on the minds of your citizens at all times!
Yes, we'll get on it, Penultimo, of course. At some point in the future. Yes, certainly not a Yorkshire miner. And no nice South African. Finish up with the newspaper and move on to a couple of other construction projects that I had sitting and waiting for you. Might as well finish up that wind turbine myself. Just so we have more free space for available quests. And there we go, turns out we do have other college-educated people of female gender. But now no one's running the marketplace, so we just have to wait for these to graduate. Also, half of the school teachers went on to become immigration office workers. Funny that. At least the grade school is still staffed. You're finally getting around to building that plantation.
What do you want? I'm busy ruling.
And there we go. Exceptional intelligence, poor courage, above average leadership. Just the pick we needed. Welcome aboard, Maura Ruiz.
Presidente, I see that your Council of Ministers is up and running. Well done.
I've always said that an organized administration is a good administration. As a sign of friendship between the two our nations, the US has pledged a stimulus package of $10,000 for the island of St. Clara. Is that it? In a sense of, are we done here? Or is there another quest waiting for me? There has to be another one. Might as well place another tenement while we're waiting. There we go.
I see you've made progress on your little island, my friend.
The happiness of your people is a key aspect of ruling. Taking care of the rabble may be tedious, but a happy man won't run off to the jungles with a gun and make trouble. I hope you learned this lesson well. Overall happiness to at least 45%. Already done. That's at 58%. My people love me.
Presidente, may your children be many and your camels always healthy. I want to discuss trade with you.
It is said that the ship is the camel of the sea. As a man who understands camels, I can only confirm how true that is. That is why I would like you to send me many ships loaded with smoked beef for my many and capricious wives. Oh, and they'll throw in a camel. That's a deal. So, time to have the smokehouse. And probably construct another ranch. Right by the second childhood museum.
Malicious journalists are spreading lies about St. Clara in the foreign press, Presidente.
They claim that our citizens are living in shacks and makeshift homes. Even worse, some of our own people believe these foreign baboons. We have to expose these lies and make these journalists eat their words. Good housing for everyone.
Apartments offer good housing quality and living space for 6 families.
Constructing apartments is more expensive than other options, such as tenements. But if you wish to provide your citizens with good housing, they are the perfect choice early in your rule. Once you provide electricity to your island, you may wish to switch to condominiums. 3 new apartments. Doable, provided our workers will get around to actually doing it. 1, 2, and 3. I guess one of the teachers actually left. Oh, we are actually starting to run low on teachers. Who is stealing our teachers? Find out tonight in a late news article. But I'm sure they're just trading jobs for somewhere else. Be it the newspaper or the immigration office. Or maybe they're just retiring because they are starting to get old. That's about the only other explanation I have. But nothing we cannot replace with our immigrants. Speaking of... now we're starting to see more people from England and one person from Venezuela, plus more people from France. There's Cuba, more people from Germany, Italy has started to appear, and of course Jamaica, Bahamas, Puerto Rico, and Haiti.
Some Colombian barons have larger armies than ours, sir. This is unacceptable.
With the current population, we need at least 5 more soldiers.
Our listeners are probably dying to know the answer to my next question.
What is your favorite animal?
Well, Miss Flowers, when I first came to your island, I was struck by the beauty of one of your magnificent creatures. The llama. It reminds me of my mother.
Oh, llamas. I don't like llamas. They are rude and spit at you.
Just like my mom.
My condolences to you, Ambassador Crane. But that's American parenting for you. Almost done with that plantation? Almost done. And... come on. Almost. There.
Are you a rebel? Time to check up on my people.
Might as well do a quick build on this one, since we're focusing our efforts on this construction sector, evidently.
Okay.
And you know what? It's time to for some extra measures as well. Yeah, we can go for anti-litter ordinance, as well as social security. 2/3 of the average wage to retirees and students, so that they do not live in shacks. This should help out nicely. For new immigrants, and we deposit a healthy sum of exports. See, pollution is finally going down thanks to our garbage dump.
We are organizing a major cleaning effort.
I hear the nationalists are very pleased about that.
I hope things don't turn out like last time when they brought 5 immigrants they had beaten on the streets claiming they were taking out the trash.
Classic nationalists. Another quick build here, and immediately add a smokehouse. Come on, get on it. We don't have all night. Neither do you. But finish up this one first, of course. Also, would you look at that? Our happiness is now firmly at 60%. The people do like what I'm doing to the place.
What is it now? Talk fast, I don't have all day.
Our current newspaper is stuck at Voice of the Worker, which is appeasing communists. Financial Times is capitalist, Soldado de Fortuna militarists, Word of God religious, National Pride nationalists, coupons and more, just a bit more revenue from them.
Sir, the army is in dire need of facilities.
Well, we already have plenty of outhouses around here, but I'll see about that armory. Sure, after we're done with the bunker. Now, what do my ministers want? Oh, it's you.
Most honorable leader, your greatness shines like a star in the sky. Will you help us by giving us some cash?
Fine, send Mao my regards. Now, what was it? No, not welfare and economy. That was in the government. Right here. Things are progressing at an acceptable rate, if I say so. And that's our first apartment block
Talk fast, I
done.
don't have all day.
Good thing we're not calling them apartment complex, because they are definitely not very complex. Rather simple, really.
There is a crisis of command in our army, sir. Since Tropican soldiers are too unruly, we should recruit more generals to urge them in the right direction in battle.
I'll keep that in mind as well. That's precisely why we're building the armory. Other than that, things are looking fine. Still haven't exported any smoked beef just yet. I guess it's too good and we're just eating all of it ourselves. Hopefully some of it got into the dock. I'm sure there will be some experts out there that will say that, ooh, now the smoked beef is purely an export article and now the people won't be fed properly and your food quality will go down. No, it's still the same. Because besides, smoked beef is delicious. Well worth the expenses, I'd say.
Back to work again.
Already, we're seeing a decrease in checks all across the island. While there are still some statistical outliers, nothing that cannot be fixed. As the saying goes, this is the kind of smart mixed urbanism that the Americans don't teach you about. And there we go. All 3 apartments done.
What matter requires Presidente's attention?
Oh, looks like this one is still an all-female construction office, which is funny, to say the least. But then again, this is someone's fetish. An all-female construction crew full of muscled women. Now let's get our mind out of the gutter and consider what else can we do. A horticulture station is always nice. Are you called Rosie? Rosie was the riveter. Not exactly a construction worker. And we'll place it on organic agriculture over here. Your vine will stay in the gutter, huh? Well, that's your right.
What do you want? I'm busy ruling.
Now we get us an armory, our first general, who used to be a customs officer, and a little bit of miner and priest.
Presidente, please accept my congratulations on the good work you have done on St. Clara.
Based on my recommendations, US Congress has chosen your island to receive a special grant promoting learning and education. While the literacy program edict is active, you'll receive an additional $5,000 each year. Which reminds me... And I think it's finally time for us to build that college. And then they can all be pompous and go around rubbing it in into people's faces like, I'm the one with a degree. A bunker is another DLC building, which gives more soldier workplaces, to put it this way. Yeah, houses 6 soldiers, which will be indispensable in stopping those pesky rebels.
Presidente is here.
Our other options at this stage would be either a guard station or an army base. Speaking of...
Sir, an enemy tornado has infiltrated our defenses.
Brace for impact. It will soon be over. We're already planning a counterattack. Remember, do not shoot at the tornado. The bullets will just curve around and hit you instead. Real advice for the Americans out there. El Presidente has been wounded by the tornado. The horror.
Comrade, I have a secret task for you. It is a matter of international urgency.
And that's precisely why we constructed that sugar plantation. Oh, someone's shack is flying away. So long, Dorothy. See you in the land of Oz. And the car too, but that's... oh. That's just unfortunate. As unfortunate as that childhood museum being demolished, but nothing we cannot overcome.
Presidente, rumors have been going around the island that St. Clara has been made the most serious place on Earth, and not in a good way.
Improve entertainment satisfaction, already done. Don't see any cows, only a couple of cars and trees. But that tornado is certainly continuing its rampage. At least the grade school is full up. As is the high school. Really, people have sudden urge to get an education after I push through that Social Security Act, huh? Because that's what temporary free housing does to you.
Presidente, Tropicans await elections next. They wish to show their everlasting love and respect for you. They may have used different words, but that does not matter.
We'll do this with a speech. The hot issue that we're going to address is, I'd say, entertainment. We'll praise the spirit of who hates us the most right now. That would be environmentalists. And for our next mandate, we'll promise enough generals in the army. Nice non-speech that everyone will like.
People of Tropico, I want to stress the great progress we have made. Production has increased steadily, exceeding 25% in some areas. I tell you, we will complete the 5-year plan in 4 years. This is progress.
And we'll pocket the money just this once.
Yes, there are problems. There will always be problems, especially in the current economic situation. The lack of proper entertainment, about which I feel so much these days, is one of them. And it will be press on, as will all others, in time as the global economy stabilizes. Through the years of my presidency, I have received your gratitude, my friend. I am nothing but a humble servant.
Finally. Tropican honor intact. 10 tornado victims, 5 destroyed buildings. We're gonna need to rebuild everything. After years of collecting the Dictator Life monthly magazine, our prudent Minister of Economics has accumulated a huge number of coupons. One free furniture factory That's nice, even if a little bit late.
What do you want? I'm busy ruling.
To go on talking, our victory is secure.
One thing Germans did right is bringing back the election speeches in Tropico 6, because those were conspicuously absent in 5. But then again, they also needed to shoehorn in the fact that you need to keep your promises after you make those speeches. Germans, and that fundamental misunderstanding of what it's like to be a ruler of a banana republic out in the Caribbean. Where you can just lie to people's faces and be done with it. Yeah. However, in order to make full use out of that furniture factory, first of all we're gonna need a lumber mill, which will process logs into lumber. And that lumber can then be converted into furniture. Simple as that. And of course, this warrants another garage nearby. As soon as we are done rebuilding and building it. We do have the money to spare, so let's speed up some of that process, especially the marketplace. What was that was suggested by Nick Richardson? All right, a tax cut. That will eat about half of our treasury, but it will be worth it. See? Only one person is... well, two people. One person is going to vote for our opponent. Isn't that wonderful?
Most blessed Presidente, the time has come for us to plan the construction of a new cathedral, a true monument to our faith that will make all the Caribbean green with envy. For envy is a sin, and the more sinful they are, the more pious we will be by comparison.
Sure. It will come at some point in the future when we'll plan out the next urban district somewhere over here, because it's getting pretty crowded in here. Presidente is spotted with a mysterious, beautiful woman. Upon investigation, turns out it was a camel, not a woman.
Received information that Tropico has been classified as filthy rich in the annual economic charts.
I guess we're just that good with money. And our exports are very high quality, believe it or not. And that's even taken into account the tax cut. Speaking of, what have we... or I guess that was just a surplus of things that we have exported. What's our top export? Yeah, that's pineapple. Thank you, Horticulture Station. You are doing us proud. No, really. Considering everything, it's a damn miracle what you're doing in there. Agriculture is a very serious science, after all. Yep, we are not a banana republic, we are a pineapple republic.
My dear Presidente, the election day draws near.
95% of the votes, and no cheating needed. I usually try to win all of my elections fair and square. we will do that now as well. Here we go.
Congratulations, Presidente. You have won the elections. People are content that no incidents occurred during the elections. You have their trust and all the credibility of our young democracy.
And that's the objective, to win the elections completed, right? Yeah.
I have a dream of a better Tropico. A Tropico where there's food and homes for everyone. A Tropico with roads and factories and skyscrapers that touch the clouds above our nation. A Tropico without crime and war. One great nation, an envy of the Western imperialists. I have a dream, and someday it will be a reality.
That's a fair win. I suppose we can go for one more mission.
Money. Everything revolves around money. I need a steady revenue stream for my Grand Tropican project. I believe I found the solution to this problem. Isla de Hierro is rich with iron and other minerals. Most foreign companies avoid the island due to suspected seismological activity. I have no time for suspicions. I have to make money.
And hey there, Draco. Always good to see you here. Let's see what the press is saying about this one. Scientists warn about seismic activity on Isla de Hierro. Today magazine. Keith Preston, CEO of Frutas Limited, is the wealthiest man on the planet. The Daily Rumor. Now for this one, I think we'll go with the same complexion. As for the background, we'll go with miner and elected as capitalist. How about that? Yeah. Oh god, oh shit, it puts Trujillo. Area must be messed up, can't hear anything. Ooh, that's unfortunate. We'll leave the administrator on because of the building reduction cost, but we are switching out charismatic for... No, not the constructor, but... Where was it? Where was it? Ah, there we go. Vigilante. There we go. Had to refresh. That's good to hear.
A billionaire took an interest in our little island, Presidente. CEO Keith Preston. This man is the Caribbean business.
He has enough money to swim in it, and if he's willing to send some our way, let him do so. Start by constructing a mine next to some iron deposits to show him that we are serious. The closest iron deposit is right over there. Alternatively, we go in that direction through all of this unused farmland, which I'm thinking we will do. We already have roads running over here after all. And we'll turn this unused farmland into used farmland. One for corn. And one for... How about bananas this time? No? Papaya? Pineapple? Might as well go with pineapple once again, considering how it was the most profitable article last time. Finished streaming a bit of Feed the Deep. Yes, I've seen your announcement and unfortunately couldn't attend it. But how was the game? Who knew divers were so expendable? Very good game. I'm guessing about expendable about on par with Better Trauma, if not more. Additionally, a fisherman's wharf over here. Each mission ends with you dying. Ah! Yeah, that's definitely very expandable. Tied to something else, mission failed. Yeah, that sounds brutal.
Never fear, Presidente is here.
Now, let's just wait for the construction office workers to get off their asses. Fed the deep. Good job. You're the food. Now then. Ah, looks like we already have 2 corn farms, so I suppose we can switch out that one to papaya. Since papaya and pineapple share the same growing conditions.
What do you want? I'm busy ruling. What is it now?
Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go away for a moment, because I'm gonna pour me something to drink. Be right back. The game won't go anywhere. Alright, I'm back. The second mission type was my favorite so far, since you don't really have any time limit and have access to bombs. Just needs to mine entire map for gold. With cluster bomb mining. Incredible developments.
CEO Keith Preston, please have my card. I believe you already got my check.
I tried feeding the deep some C4 and didn't work. Huh, picky. You, Presidente, possess a commodity that I can sell. Iron. Here's the deal. My usual supply channels have been disturbed by some pesky human rights activists, so I need new partner. Export 500 iron ore and we both get even richer. Consider building another iron mine to produce the quantities that I need faster. He relied on history. Speaking of, we can make a second iron mine over here. As Keith Preston suggested, and after all, he is going to be our good partner. So no reason not to listen to him. For now.
Never fear, Presidente is here.
What are you mining over there anyway? Not sure. Mayans and Aztecs used human sacrifices to appease the gods. Apparently it works for demons too. Yeah, they tend to like human sacrifices. Who'da thunk, huh? And here we go. People are planting papayas and pineapples as we speak. Apparently recent investigations, let's call them, into Mayan sacrifice practices, or actually Aztec, suggested that they also used to break bones of children because they believed that the gods liked their suffering even more than regular ones. Turns out everything the Spanish told us about Mayas, or rather Aztecs, mainly, was true. They were as awful as they got. For new immigrants, and they all go working on the farm. Or the mine. Aztecs. Here we go.
I need a favor, partner. If we lower the iron export price by 10%, we'll lose some profits. But we're bound to force some of the competition out of business.
You know what, sure, we can lower the price a little bit by 10%, and the money will go towards the treasury. The Aztecs made human sacrifices to prevent the earth from eating them alive. Completely understandable when you consider that part of their religion. Fair enough. That is fair enough, however. Well, still, not a fan of human sacrifices, believe it or not. Now, since we already have some money saved up, time to get the marketplace over here. And build a second tenement. This should be our first... What was the correct word? Living complex, yeah. I know it's a fancy way of saying a cluster of a cluster of apartments, but hey. Beats everyone being swallowed by the ground they walk on. And also the moon is trying to kill the sun, yeah. I gotta show some of those Peruvian myths that were turned into a Soviet cartoon in the 70s at some point. Those were pretty good illustrations. Also, we finally got us some exports. And some more people coming in. Stops doing human sacrifices. Parikutin happens. That would have been a major shocker. While we're at it, might as well place a nice little pub over here. And yeah, consider placing a church. As per the previous blueprint, right here. Fucking volcanoes popping up in cornfields. It can happen here too, you know. After all, the Mayans were here too, or rather, indiscriminate Mesoamerican civilization. And the island does have an active volcano over here, which will wake up and will rain fire. So we'll need to be prepared by having a fire station present. But the fire station will also require at least high school level education. Therefore, we're just going along the ride for now. Come on, finish up the... Finish it up already.
I'm busy ruling.
In the meantime,
If you want something done, do it yourself.
time to pay a visit to our farmers to boost our production. There's the pineapples, nice and right by the palace. And there's the papaya. And I've actually never tasted papaya. I remember tasting coconut milk way back in the day, when my uncle came back from that peacekeeping mission in Sierra Leone. I honestly didn't like the taste that much.
Time to check up on my people.
But maybe that was just because it was something I tasted for the first time and didn't have an acquired taste for it.
Make it so.
Well, of course they finished up the pub before the church.
Rejoice, Tropico. The new house of the Lord has opened its doors to all faithful followers.
Father Esteban, it's a pub, not a church.
I know, silly girl. We must be progressive and take every opportunity to praise his name.
In case you haven't figured it out, Father Esteban is an alcoholic.
God does
I'm
not
already on
temple.
it. It's garbage. Tastes like bloody celery. Well, turns out I was not incorrect in my assessment. That's good to know. Gives me somewhat of a confidence boost. And it's a good thing I remember the taste being garbage even now, after all those years. Man, it's been almost 2 decades by now.
What do you want? I'm busy ruling.
Now then, let's also consider building a clinic. Right by the pub, in case a brawl breaks out, we won't need to hold them away for too long. Another shitty fruit is the kumquat. So I heard. Or at least, I hear it tastes terrible. Especially the slightly overripe variety. I'm intrigued as to what can be over here. Is it salt? No, salt is way up there. So what are they mining here? I have no idea. Well, they are at least mining over here where the iron is, as they're supposed to. And luckily there are deposits of gold and bauxite out there. So we're not particularly raw resources starved.
What matter requires Presidente's attention?
Tomato crust with orange, but it's more on the tomato side. Oh. Yeah, that one's definitely an acquired taste. I can feel it.
Good job, partner. Here's a little something for you.
Thanks. And especially thanks for that 15k in my Swiss bank account, so toast me your honor. Next up, how about we build a school? Now I know it sounds outrageous when need farmers, but we're still going to need at least smarter people, so both high school and grade school will do fine in that regard. In fact, we'll build them right across the street of one another. And there they go, working on the clinic, as they should.
What do you want? I'm busy ruling.
Some of our workers are on strike. I say we strike them back.
Miners demand better working conditions.
Strikers from the bottom of my heart. People, I know your life is hard, but what about the life of El Presidente? Do you know he gets no salary at all? That he works for free without holidays? What if he goes on strike? What will happen to Tropico then?
All excellent points by Penultimo, you know. But I will pay 300 to every protester, so here you go. Letter of gratitude, back to work. And I will keep on building all those apartments, don't you worry. Reminds you of that one joke? Well, tell it. Tell us it. Or rather, tell us the joke. Sometimes I kill myself with my linguistics. Why does the public hate me? I haven't done anything in my entire campaign. Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Uh-huh.
Another 8 migrants. And there we go. He was actually delivering food to the marketplace. That's why he was taking his sweet time. And we have our first doctor. Commodity price of iron has decreased by 20%. Well, that's not good.
Partner, we have a problem. The prices of iron have been plummeting, and I can't secure deals as lucrative as before.
Luckily, there's money to be made elsewhere. I have to diversify our exports. Gold, bauxite, and even salt. If it's in the ground, I'm willing to take it off your lands at a premium price. Let's go with salt.
Salt. I can always sell it, although it doesn't fetch top dollar like the metal ores.
At least you can use it for your ranches and deposits and never deplete it. And there's a salt deposit right over here. If I recall correctly. Yes. Right by this...
Comrade Presidente.
Yes. We'll deal with that in due time too, don't you worry, Vasquez. First things first, however, the grade school, or the high school, and then the grade school. Oh, and don't forget it works at Spelling Bee contests work mode. I hope we've got enough teachers nearby.
Requires Presidente's attention.
Well, we sure have at least one teacher. That is good to see. And the female students, after graduating, will...
Thank God we have a doctor on the island.
The miners have been complaining about some kind of dust disease they caught in the ground, but Doc knows how to cure them with rum. You're a wise man to hire such an accomplished professional, Presidente. And that's an issue that solved itself. Black lung. Can it be treated with rum? Because I sure hope it can.
Are you a rebel?
No. Well, shit. Hopefully we have enough of a surplus of miners. Or it really was just something else that can be treated with rum. What are your qualifications, by the way, Mr. Sergio Ramirez?
¿Qué necesitas?
I'd say... definitely been more of a soldier than doctor. It's a shame they later died from unrelated alcohol poisoning. Oh, yes. Very tragic. The surplus is in grade and high school. Almost there. Almost there. Now I think it's time to get us a childhood museum so that we can properly educate people on our life. And of course make some money for the retirement fund on the sly. Food quality is pretty good, 72, so they have nothing to complain about in that regard. They'll soon have a lot more priests to fill out that particular void in their hearts. Come on now, you've almost finished it. Almost. And then you just go off and have yourself a siesta or whatever. But we will need another doctor. So let's hire it. Might as well quick build the salt mine. Just so that we are not lagging behind. And cannot forget about other essentials, like the police station, because as you can see, the criminal situation is getting stressful around here, especially because of the pub. And yes, no more all-women construction crews. Now it's mixed.
And now, an exclusive interview with El Presidente.
What matter requires Presidente's
which is now on
attention?
display at his childhood museum. Misha, how do you feel about being on display? Oh, it's great. Come and see us all.
Aren't you a little old to be playing with dolls?
Don't listen to the snarky lady, Misha.
Snarky?
The people demand actions. Your signature on this edict.
Our Social Security edict I will of course sign. It's a great way to fight with the shacks popping up, provided we'll have enough of a housing around. And we definitely will. Especially if we distribute it around here. Just, of course, don't spend it all on building housing, because rent money is not our main source of income, believe it or not. Nothing like a safety net to save you from rock bottom. Oh yes, definitely. How's our top exports looking so far? Yeah, it was iron, but if we are lucky, pineapple will overtake it. Unless, of course, Salt decides to intervene at some point in the future.
Peace and love, dear Presidente.
No, Sonny, I will keep digging. After all...
Sir, an enemy tornado has infiltrated our defenses.
Well, what do you know? Right by the farms. At least it's not actively making its way towards us. It will always make its way towards us. However, that tornado can still wound El Presidente and will be out of commission for some time. Penultimo is nice and all that. However, I'm still just a man. Also, thank God our only construction office cannot be destroyed. But it can destroy everything else. Highly unfortunate. Made a U-turn in the middle of the town twice. Yeah. It's a bastard like that. Time to begin reconstructions.
The tornado retreated, Presidente. Let's take a look at our island.
10 tornado victims, 4 destroyed buildings. Now get on it. Yeah, at least finish up that apartment block. And then start rebuilding everything else.
Your island is rich with natural resources, partner. But I'm certain that there's more wealth for both of us underground.
A team of geologists to poke the ground with sticks and look for new ore deposits. 10,000? Sure. It's like half of our current treasury, but it'll help.
Our investment paid off, partner. The prospectors discovered 3 new resource deposits.
Note, this does not always work in real life.
Let me give you a tip, partner. You're in the perfect position to become the Caribbean's ore magnate.
Just build enough mines and salt mines, and then we will be able to directly influence the global market prices and get an even better deal for our ore experts. There we go. Now we found that second ore deposit. I can build a defensive artillery battery to fire upon the tornado should return. That's a good idea, but the closest available alternative we have would be to construct a weather station, so that it can notify us of upcoming disasters and hopefully help us prevent them. Nuclear tornado. That's also a progressive approach. And hey, looks like that tornado killed all of our grade school teachers. Because there's still only 2 in the high school, which means that yes, we took some truly horrific casualties. The children will soon become feral and... Oh, luckily we already have a graduate filling in the shoes.
Never fear, Presidente is here.
Tell the locals to shoot at the tornado with small firearms. What could go wrong? A lot of things, as we've previously discussed. I'm sure they already heard that and know that. However, let's also consider other sources of income. I might as well stretch a road over here so we can start mining those gold and bauxite reserves right over here and here. The research team has an experimental idea. Well, let's hear them out. There, nice and curvy. Just like I like my women. Nice, of course, in this case refers to their personality. And cannot forget about our ministry, right by the palace. And we are definitely starting to make money. Almost exported all of the salt we need. Let's see. Yep, now the top export is papaya. However, iron and salt are still in its second and third place respectively, which is pretty good. They call it fighting wind with wind, and their requests are 2,500 electric fans and a fuckload of extension cords. That definitely sounds like something you would see in The Incredible Machines. God, I haven't played that game in a while.
President, the U.S. Senate is not happy with you and expects urgent measures.
Crude oil? Where will I find crude oil for you, man? But then again, if you are suggesting it, that means it's somewhere in here, right? We please take the oil well, and what do you know? It does exist on this island. Well, we need a wind turbine.
Election is the talk of the day. People want to
show their support and love for El Presidente. I even wonder why people need elections at all.
But the people want to express their opinion, Penultimo.
And they can do so by voting for El Presidente.
Also, oh, election day. Elections, candidates,
What do you want? I'm busy ruling.
One Teamster's office is not enough for a major economy like ours, Presidente. Consider building a second Teamster's office to carry all the production from our mines.
And that is also a good idea. We just need more people in general. And we'll set best wage of $7 for all Teamsters. I'm sure they'll appreciate it.
What do you want? I'm busy ruling.
What's that?
My son, I've had an epiphany. Only when drinking alone does one truly communicate with God. Therefore, pubs are dens of evil, disturbing my flock's link to the Lord.
No, Father Esteban, I will not demolish the pub. Drinking alone will only lead to alcoholism, which you already have. So no, I'm not working with you on this one. There we go. Pretty huge wage for a 50-0 Papaya Republic. Well, consider the fact that the average Caribbean pay right now is $8, if I recall correctly. Yes, average Caribbean pay. And our average pay is $5, because we are still just exporting raw resources. Which means our teamsters and builders are the mainstay of our economy. Also, we are now back to an all-female construction team. I knew you'd say that. How many shacks do we have? They're spread out all over the island, so we will need to just keep on building the housing. A house here, a house there. And some entertainment sprinkled in between.
Never fear, Presidente is here.
Oh, of course, cannot forget about important government buildings like an immigration office right by the docks and the customs office in the same general direction. Where did all the priests go? Looks like they either retired or were killed.
Presidente, it is an earthquake. Good thing the palace is sturdier than most buildings on our island.
Well, there goes that seismical instability that we've been promised all this time. What did we lose? One iron mine. And a couple of shacks, but those are really not important.
Oh no, Presidente! What are we going to do?
The earthquake destroyed one of our mines, and now the miners are trapped underground. Amazingly, they're alive and well, but getting them out will not be an easy task. People are calling this a national tragedy. We should definitely make a speech, and I can assure you it will be broadcast on every major news channel across the world. But what will we say? Well, let's say even our top quality ore isn't worth the lives of honest men. By now, while it's still hot. And there we go. Not an all-female team once again.
Serious fracas in front of the
Talk
minister.
fast, I don't have all day.
According to early reports, a fight has started between the minister wannabes.
Judging by the number of applications we received, this means that Tropico is officially in a state of civil war.
Now, do we have people experienced enough for ministerial positions? Abril Reyes over here is... poor intelligence, good courage, above average leadership. No, people like her are responsible for a lot of coups.
Exalted Presidente, China is most willing to help your trapped miners.
Funny you mentioned Japanesium, because we now have a trade offer from China. We offer to sell you a wonderful drill machine to dig them out. User-friendly, propelled by people turning pedals, quality technology, made in China. Cheap price, just because we want to help. Sure.
Presidente, it is an earthquake. Good thing the...
That drilling machine caused another earthquake. I knew I shouldn't have bought in Chinese.
The earthquake is over, Presidente. I am happy to report that Presidente, Tropicans await elections.
Okay, what do we do for the election speech? How about we acknowledge housing, praise the spirit of environmentalists, and promise natural beauty preserved.
Friends, comrades, compañeros, I want to stress the great progress we have made. Production has increased steadily, exceeding 25% in some areas. I tell you, we will complete a 5-year plan in 4 years. This is
Oh no, that crappy cheap Chinese drill exploded and triggered an earthquake, even more powerful than the last one. Now our miners are trapped even deeper underground. The crowd waiting for the triumphant rescue will be disappointed. We should make a speech and blame someone for the incident. Now, we can of course blame the powers that be, but that would be ill-advisable. So let's just go with blame China. Fair enough.
Talk fast, I don't have all day. Alas, I am nothing but a humble servant. You are my masters, my employers. Now is the time to express my gratitude for the environmentalists protecting the gifts Mother Nature has bestowed on Tropico. As a nation, we have come a long way. We still have a long way before us to reach our goals. As part of my reform plan, for my next mandate, I will focus on preserving the natural beauty. We will use the whole power of the government to persuade the people for victory.
And what do you know? Just as I have an idea to build a garbage dump, I get a quest to build a garbage dump. What are the odds? No one qualified to the position of Minister of Education yet. Same for Foreign Affairs, Interior, and for the Defense we have one good candidate, Celestino Moreno, one of the Palace Guards. Exceptional intelligence, abysmal courage, below average leadership. Honestly, the abysmal courage kind of ruins it for me. So I suppose we can settle for the second best one, which is Guamar Gomez. Good intelligence, below average courage, poor leadership.
What is it now?
How could you rely on cheap Chinese technology instead of our own scientists, Presidente? You should rely on our world-renowned scientists instead. I can personally vouch that they are experts on drilling.
Construct an Academy of Science, and I promise you that I will personally inspire our scientists to come up with an ingenious solution of our own. Miss Pineapple, you are being as raunchy as ever. That's a correct word. Raunchy. But of course, Academy of Science requires a Minister of Education, and we do not have that one just yet. Alright, so we need a really big shovel. Maybe that will be their plan. I can't say for certain.
Tropico now has more than 100 citizens. A small step for the world, a giant leap for Tropico.
We just need more people with experience. Maybe it's time to finally put the literacy program to use, but I suspect that yes. It also requires a Minister of Education. So we are just going to wait this one. Yes, behind the high school. As a reminder, once again, bright future and all that. Besides, it's a high school. Would have been even worse if I placed it behind a grade school, you know? So, I know what I'm doing. Most of the time. Come on, rebuild the tenement and move on to other more important projects. Like the
Talk
customs
fast, I
office.
don't have all day. This better be important. Time to check up on my people.
If you get good grades, you can go see Miss Pineapple. Funny you mentioned that. Let's see if this one triggers. Give it a moment. I'm sure it'll trigger at some point. You'll see what I mean, or rather hear.
Look around, Presidente.
I'm working on it, Sonny. No worries. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
My dear Presidente, the election day draws near.
Good numbers. I like him. Keep at it.
Presidente, China is going to execute a famous journalist who is in opposition to the party. European media are in an uproar.
This is wrong and should be stopped. Even though I don't hate journalists enough, that's still an execution.
Tally-ho, old boy. The riffraff back home are on my back again. You know how it is.
Not now, Lord Cheffney.
What matter requires Presidente's attention?
Speaking of, how about we place a garage over here? Should be good enough for our bookworms, aka bureaucrats. And for anyone else as well. What's next on your agenda, tell me? Nothing yet, huh? Well, I know. How about you build up that garbage dump?
Talk fast, I don't have all day.
That should give you some incentive, right? Come on. Keep going. There we go. Our first Minister of Education. Good intelligence, above average courage, below average leadership. Just what we need.
Most praiseworthy listeners of TNT Radio. The embargo is not a sign of falling relations between our two great nations. Instead, it is a gentle promise that our relations can only get better from now on.
Well, that's one way to look at it. Besides, 1958. The Red China is still Maoist, and is still in self-imposed quarantine, so... We'll get back to you once you get... once it's 1980s, let's put it that way. Where was I? Right, weather station. And as well, college. Nothing yet for the interior, because we don't have experienced enough policemen just yet, but we're working on it. Work on that garbage dump. Coolest leg. Always. Here he
Buenos
goes.
dia.
Customs officer.
Never fear, Presidente is here.
And good, look at them. They decided to build the college because it's the closest. Lazy bastards.
Why don't you try Presidente cereal? Completely organic for people like you, Sonny. It's made from stuff that even animals won't eat.
No cereal can be organic enough. The Presidente brand doing okay then?
Sure. Presidente's so popular, everything with his name sells.
Never fear, Presidente.
Oh, good to know that people like me. That's always good to hear. Now, if you'd like to finish up that college, of course. And there we go. Cream of the crop. Especially Prospero Gutierrez here. Exceptional all around. So, children, be like Prospero Gutierrez. Yeah, who knew that he was the one good cop in the whole of Tropico? Francis Coppola, even if you will. Anyone else? Nayara Colon. Above average in intelligence and courage, below average in leadership. I'll take her, sure. Foreign affairs? Nobody yet. Still need a bureaucrat working in that immigration office, or at least a journalist working in a newspaper. And done. Which means now we can also build the Academy of Science. And set it to research grants so that we can cut down on some money spent on blueprints.
What is it now?
You want smoked beef? Sure, we can arrange that. Somewhere here. Nice and inoffensive. Looks like we'll still need to ask for one college professor abroad. Huh. Our education minister, Rosario de Vega, passed away. Well, good thing we already had her long enough to get this Academy of Science being built. Time to find us a new education minister. as soon as she is officially dismissed from her post. Ooh, nobody yet. We just need more people working as teachers for that to happen.
With the opening of the new Academy of Science, as it turned out that Tropican scientists have been printing the same paper over and over again for the last 20 years. Miss Pineapple, your comments?
That's not a paper, dear. That's one of my fourth graders' essays.
Ooh. Excellent. Now we only need a few professors. I like to be surrounded by intelligent, imaginative men. At least 4 of them. Well, who knew you were into that? As soon as I'm done with them, the rescue plan will be ready within the hour. Yep. Oh my. Good thing we already have enough people working here, and you know what? Might as well raise the wage of dock workers. The couch meme. Which is funny because I remember this game being released before the couch meme. However, our construction office jobs are still dwindling. I don't like it. I guess we just need further incentive for them to stick around. Or we need more people in general, which means hurry up with that immigration office already, please. Thank you.
Talk fast, I don't have all day. Time to check up on my people.
Some Colombian barons have larger armies than ours, sir. This is unacceptable.
We'll get on it as well, don't you worry. We're slowly getting there in terms of professors. Got at least 2 of them in the Academy of Science, and 1 in the college. We can, of course, immediately promote him to being the Minister of Education, but I'd rather have him stick around a little more.
What is it now? Time to check up on my people.
And as long as people keep coming in, we'll be alright. Most of our people are Tropico born, with the biggest immigration coming in from Cuba and Spain, it seems like. No, actually, Haiti and Bahamas. And a little bit of everywhere as well. The lowest numbers being from Germany and Italy so far. Bahamians know how to party. I'll take your word for it.
Good news, Presidente. Our scientists repaired and improved the Chinese drill, and although they look exhausted from the intellectual labor, they guarantee the drill will now work as intended.
Still, I would advise you to postpone the rescue operation a bit. The miners are safe and comfortable on the ground, surviving on underground mushrooms and such delicacies, and I am confident that we can get our hands on lots of foreign aid money while they stay there. Nah, let's get them out already. They've had their rust time, but now it's time to get back to work.
Congratulations on successfully resolving the miner crisis, partner.
I'm very pleased that you handled the situation quickly and efficiently, putting the blasted miners back to work without a spot on your reputation. Or mine, for that matter. Good public relations equal good business and better prices for both of us. And the commodity price of mining products has increased by 20%, which is great for us. We just need to capitalize on this.
The miners are safe, even if a little pale after all this time underground, thus proving that if a man can survive El Presidente, he can survive anything.
In honor of this occasion, our island will celebrate this day as the new national holiday. But you have no time for celebrations. You must make money and put your grand plans into action.
What matter requires Presidente's attention?
Most honorable leader, your greatness shines like a star in the sky. Will you help us by giving us some cash?
Fine. How's our relations with you looking anyway? They were abysmal. But now that we gave them some money, they've improved.
Talk fast, I don't have all day. If you want something done, do it yourself. Are you a rebel? It's always all work, no play for President.
Now, the weather station has also a couple of work modes. Joyful reports. Always sunny. The tourism rating is increased by 5 and 2 more immigrants will arrive on each ship. And always rainy. Tourism rating decreased by 5 and 2 less immigrants will arrive on each ship. And there they are. Seismic detector for earthquakes and volcanic reports. Right over here in this shed. And since we already have a college industry up and running, let's call it that, once we have our first graduates out, we can see about installing a horticulture station out over here to boost our income from papaya and pineapple.
Excelencia?
Speaking of which, is it still our top export? Oh, look at that. We gave China money, and now we are all buddy-buddy with them. Especially considering I'd like to sell them some canned goods, but not yet. Top export? Oh, actually salt, as well as iron. I guess the increased commodity prices does help. Come on, finish up already. In the meantime, how about we do some beautification? A little bit to the right. Or to the left. Yeah. Fits like a glove. Ooh, 18 new immigrants to Tropico. The open doors policy certainly works. And the construction office is almost fully staffed.
Most blessed Presidente, the time...
Yes, I will consider the cathedral demand as soon as we get up there. There they are. Can't quite click on them, but that's fine. Soon we'll be done with the plantation and we'll have a steady income of high-quality sugar.
What is it now? It's always all work and no play for Presidente.
The pollution is certainly decreasing. Thanks for that garbage dump. Well, we're still gonna need more houses, and I guess it's time to break out more tenements. I know they're ugly as sin, but it's affordable housing. Well, I guess someone had fun working at the weather station and decided to go back to Academy of Science. Not cut out for work in the field, huh? Even though it's still technically within city limits. Still, shame on you. "16 new immigrants, huh? I guess we can now start toning it down to skilled workers only."
Has it been 10 years already? It feels like just yesterday that we were blessed with Presidente.
And considering how many people we have going in, it's only natural that we will construct another construction company out there so that they have easier access to the construction projects. Good thing it's cheap as dirt. Now we just need to get people to live here. And that calls for another urban project. Oh, and cannot forget about a dedicated garage. Like so, and the marketplace. Close by somewhere, yep, over here. Perfect. Are you lazy bums still working in that tenement? Of course you are. And you? Nothing yet. However, seeing as we now have a growing economy of educated people, I think it's finally time we move on to the industrial economy, at least for a bit. And we will make good on our promise by constructing a cannery. Fish, coffee, and pineapple. We already are growing 2 out of 3 of those. Well, I say grow, we're fishing them out, but still, imagine how much money we can get out of canned pineapples. No, it's a cannery. The armory looks different. Right here, see? Easily mistaken, but... Finish up the tenement. And move on to... Are you seriously gonna work on wind turbine? Anything but the mines, huh? The nerve of some people.
There is a crisis of command in our army, sir. Since Tropican soldiers are too unruly, we should recruit.
Already ahead of you on this one. Why are you just standing there? What are you? Supervisor or something?
Presidente, have you heard of the new exploits of our Minister of the Interior?
There is a rumor that he killed all 8 members of the Lucky 7 gang with a single bullet while drinking a glass of cactus juice. With such impressive feats of bravery, people are sure to sleep better at night. After all, he is the best one there is. I'm not even joking. You've seen the man's stats. And Valerie Castillo over here is as close as she can get to that. Exceptional courage and intelligence, above average leadership. Do we have someone experienced enough for foreign affairs? Not yet. Once again, skilled bureaucrat or journalist is needed. Speaking of, we'll at least pay for the newspaper blueprints. And once the next dock comes over, we'll be able to build it over here. They've sent one builder each to work in that tenement. They really do just want to do anything but work in the mines. But honestly, it's all gonna work out in the end, I'm sure of that. Whenever you're ready, start working on the cannery. Take your time. We're in no rush just yet. Sure, take your siesta a little bit more. Then again, how's the beef coming along? Nicely, I'd imagine. Now we just need Teamsters to get on it. And they will get on it sooner than we think. Yep, there we go. There's the Teamster that will pick up all that beef.
Great concern has seized me as I watch how the rest of Tropico more urgently demands elections with each month. It is obvious that you should rule us all. And holding elections is like asking your dogs whether they like their master.
I'm not batting elections just yet. The situation is not as dire as we think. Might as well install a storm detection equipment. Predict tornadoes and hurricanes to prevent civilian casualties. Right there. A lot of fancy dishes. They once again sent one of each to work in the armory.
Presidente. Our sources indicate that not a single faction in Tropico despises you enough to make trouble.
That's nice to hear. Very nice. Now we just need some of you useless eggheads to go and be a general. And there we go. Just what we needed. Oh, how much that cathedral? 19,200, huh? Yeah, not getting it for now. And yes, do finish up that cannery. Wonder how many people will go to work there. Guess we'll find out. Not a lot for now. I'm sure this will be remedied once people start graduating.
We need proper healthcare facilities on our island, Comrade Presidente. Most of the
Oh, considering we already have 183 people, that is not a bad idea. Maybe even a proper hospital, considering we have that wind turbine here, which provides us 14 megawatts of power. I guess nobody wants to work there yet. But I will install a packing house. Yeah, a joke turned out to be useful. You'll be surprised how many times this happens in Tropico franchise. And yes, it's finally time to get us a newspaper up and running, which we're gonna place on... I'm thinking Financial Times.
What is it now?
And I'm just standing there waiting for someone to come by and finish, or at least start work in the mine. I guess we'll just have to do this the harder way.
Talk fast, I don't have all day.
Ah, and there we go. Finally people are starting to get into cannery to work.
Presidente.
Okay, how about healthcare? praising religious types and promising a cathedral. Nice and clean.
Friends, comrades, compañeros, I want to stress the great progress we have made. Production has increased steadily, exceeding 25% in some areas. I tell you, we will complete the 5-year plan in 4 years. This What matter is requires progress. Presidente's attention?
Have to go to bed now, don't forget to upload the VOD. Yeah, I'll try to do that.
Yes,
We're
there are
basically done with the
problems.
mission by
There
now.
will always be problems, especially in the current economic situation. The bad healthcare, about which I hear so much these days, is one of them, and it will be resolved.
Yeah, no worries. I'm almost finished by now, so
Economy stabilizes.
we can
4 years
end this soon enough.
I have received your gratitude, my compañeros. Alas, I am nothing but a humble servant, and you are my masters, my employers. Now I bow to the
And good night, Draco.
morality of the religious Tropicans, who absolve our sins in the face of God. I have great plans for Tropico, plans that will be felt by everyone, even the least fortunate of you. God is my witness that during my next mandate we will build a cathedral worthy of our piety in Tropico.
There we go.
At last, the mines on Isla de Hierro are working steadily and bringing in a good profit. I must confess that there were several shaky moments when I did not believe this project would succeed. Now the time has come to move on. The money from the mines should be enough to fund the next steps of my plan.
Okay, with that done, we get us a quote from Pol Pot to finish it all off. And now... Oh, and Putin as well, but that one does not count. However, with that, I would like to thank you all for attending tonight's stream. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I did. And on that note, yes, I will not forget to upload the VOD this time. Thank you, and have a nice night. See you next time.